In 2026, butter is a kitchen staple across the U.S., but not every stick delivers real quality. Most Americans assume all butter is the same. Legally, it must be cream at 80% fat, yet sourcing, processing, and how that cream is churned create massive flavor gaps. We're ranking 10 brands, 6 that fall short and 4 actually worth buying this summer, starting with a budget stick hiding a secret. In the 6th place, Great Value Butter sets the standard for budget supermarket sticks right at the legal minimum. Sold under Walmart's private label, this butter is almost certainly produced by Land O'Lakes, based on matching USDA plant codes and widespread social media sleuthing. What you're actually getting is churned in a massive industrial facility where high-speed mixers whip cream into butter in minutes. A viral TikTok clip shows these continuous churns in action, producing a lighter, almost airy texture. But that speed comes at a cost. Flavor development is minimal, and the solid fat network that carries richness just isn't there. Great Value Butter meets the 80% butterfat floor and nothing more, offering little in the way of traceable sourcing or depth. For shoppers chasing the lowest price, it delivers consistency, but summer grilling and baking deserve a stick with more character and transparency. In the 5th place, Lucerne Butter lines the shelves at Safeway and Albertsons, offering a store-brand stick that traces its cream back to the Dairy Farmers of America Cooperative, the nation's largest dairy pool. This means the butter is made from a blend of milk collected from hundreds of farms, funneled through a system designed for consistency and mass production. Lucerne typically clocks in at 80 to 81% butterfat, which meets the legal standard but doesn't aim higher. There is no grass-fed claim here, and the flavor reflects that. Mild, neutral, and lacking the deeper notes that come from richer cream or slower churning. While Lucerne does provide a bit more sourcing transparency than some budget butters, the experience remains generic. For summer grilling or spreading on fresh corn, Lucerne's industrial churn delivers reliability but little in the way of memorable taste or texture. In the 4th place, Land O'Lakes Standard Butter stands out as a familiar name with deep roots in American dairy. The brand controls its own network of nearly 80 processing plants and sources cream directly from its cooperative farms, a detail heavily promoted on its packaging with the phrase "fresh, sweet cream." Yet despite this vertical integration, the butter itself is formulated to meet but not exceed the USDA's 80% butterfat minimum. The churning process favors a traditional low-speed method, which the company says helps preserve flavor, but the result is a stick that prioritizes cost efficiency and broad appeal over richness. The flavor lands in the middle, mild, reliable, but lacking the depth or creamy mouthfeel found in higher fat or small batch options. For summer grilling or baking, Land O'Lakes supplies consistency and a trusted label, but shoppers expecting a premium experience from the flagship brand may be surprised by its plain utilitarian finish. In the 3rd place, Challenge Butter draws attention with its claim of being sourced from a network of around 300 family-owned California farms, all united under the California Dairies Cooperative. On paper, this sounds like a recipe for quality, but the reality is shaped by industrial-scale processing. The cream from these hundreds of farms is pooled and rapidly blended using high-speed churning systems, a method that prioritizes efficiency over flavor development. Challenge Butter reliably meets the USDA's 80% butterfat minimum, but it rarely exceeds it, and the resulting sticks often taste flat and one-dimensional. The vast supply chain brings source transparency, yet the flavor falls short of expectations for a butter with such a family farm pedigree. For summer cooking, Challenge Butter delivers consistency, but the richness and complexity that make butter memorable are lost in the push for scale and speed. In the second place, Kroger's private label butter leans hard on the language of responsible sourcing, but leaves shoppers with more questions than answers. The packaging hints at ethical practices, yet never reveals a single cream supplier or farm name. Instead, Kroger relies on generic assurances and a vendor portal that recycles buzzwords, sidestepping any real traceability. The butter itself hovers at 80 to 81% butter fat, just enough to satisfy USDA requirements, but not enough to deliver the richness or mouthfeel that sets premium butter apart. Production follows a conventional, cost-optimized churn engineered for mass distribution rather than flavor. For all its talk of responsibility, Kroger's butter offers little transparency and even less culinary excitement. As summer recipes call for butter that brings depth and character, this store brand lands near the bottom, proving that a green label can't substitute for real sourcing or taste. And finally, in first place, Amazon Fresh Butter sets the lowest bar for summer butter buying. The package highlights RBST-free milk and a made-in-USA claim, but stops short of naming a single farm or cream source. With no supplier disclosed, there's no way to know where the cream comes from or how the cows are raised. The butter clocks in right at the legal minimum, 80% fat, matching the baseline for all U.S. butters, but offering nothing extra in terms of flavor or richness. Industrial-scale churning is almost certain, producing a texture that feels thin and a taste that fades quickly in both baking and grilling. The RBST-free label sounds reassuring, but it's a standard marketing line, not a guarantee of better milk or real quality. For shoppers looking for transparency, depth, or a richer summer cooking experience, Amazon Fresh Butter stands as the most opaque and flavorless option on the shelf. Number 4, Kerrygold Pure Irish Butter sets the benchmark for premium butter in American supermarkets. Made from the milk of grass-fed cows grazing on Ireland's lush pastures nearly year-round, Kerrygold delivers a richness that stands out the moment you open the foil. The butterfat content lands at 82 to 84%, well above the U.S. legal minimum, giving each pat a dense, creamy texture and a flavor that lingers. That deep golden color isn't from added dye, it's the natural result of beta-carotene from fresh grass, a visual cue of quality and nutrition. Unlike mass-market sticks, Kerrygold skips industrial shortcuts, relying on traditional churning to coax out a fuller, more nuanced taste. For summer grilling or spreading on warm bread, the higher fat content means better browning, silkier melt, and a buttery aroma that's hard to match. While it's imported and less transparent about individual farm sources than some U.S. artisanal brands, Kerrygold remains the go-to upgrade for cooks seeking real butter flavor. Number 3. Plus Gras European-style butter brings a technical edge to the premium butter shelf. Made in the United States but modeled after European standards, Plus Gras is slow churned to reach an impressive 82% butterfat, 2 full points above the legal minimum and right in the sweet spot for pastry chefs. That extra fat isn't just a number, it builds a denser, more stable network of fat crystals, giving Plus Gras a texture that holds up under rolling pins and heat. The slow churn process means the butter spends more time in the churn, allowing those crystals to develop fully, resulting in a creamy, almost elastic texture and a higher melt point. For croissants, pie dough, or any summer baking where flakiness matters, Plus Gras' structure makes a difference you can feel in every bite. Domestic availability and a focus on texture over grass-fed claims set Plus Gras apart as the go-to for bakers who want performance and richness without crossing the Atlantic. Number 2, Vermont Creamery Butter redefines the American premium butter shelf with its cultured small batch approach. Sourced from Vermont farms, the cream is fermented with lactic cultures before churning, a step that transforms the flavor profile, introducing tangy, creme fraiche notes rarely found in standard butters. The result is a butter that consistently hits or exceeds 82% butterfat. delivering a dense, silky texture and a pronounced depth that stands out in both baking and finishing. Unlike sweet cream butters, the cultured process develops complex flavor compounds, giving Vermont Creamery's butter a subtle acidity and savory backbone prized by chefs and home cooks alike. The brand's artisanal roots remain visible even after its acquisition by Land O'Lakes in 2017. The focus on Vermont-sourced cream and traditional fermentation anchors its reputation for quality. For summer dishes that benefit from a lively, layered butter, think grilled vegetables, fresh bread, or simple sauces. Vermont Creamery offers a vibrant, tang-forward upgrade that elevates every bite. And finally, in first place, Vital Farms butter delivers on every promise of what real butter can be. Sourced from pasture-raised cows that spend about 90% of their lives grazing outdoors, this butter starts with cream that reflects the flavor of fresh grass and healthy soil. Each cow is guaranteed at least 108 square feet of pasture, a standard verified by certified humane audits. The company's B Corp score of 98.6 signals a commitment to ethical and sustainable practices that goes well beyond the industry norm. Butterfat hovers around 82%, giving each pat a dense, creamy texture and a richness that stands out in both baking and grilling. Shoppers can even look up the farm where their butter was produced thanks to a traceability program that puts transparency front and center. For those seeking a butter that excels in flavor, ethics, and sourcing, Vital Farms crowns the list as the most well-rounded choice for summer cooking. Across all 10 butters, one truth stands out. Quality isn't guaranteed by a legal label. Cream sourcing and how butter is made define flavor, texture, and performance. For summer cooking, the real difference is in the details. Better butter is always worth seeking. Which brand wins your kitchen?